plastic.
Chug it! Go! Chug it! Go, Tom Thomas! Faster! You can do it! Faster! Come on! Chug! 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 You're almost there! Tidish, that was one fast time. If you could just keep up your training, you could beat the record!
Yes, you're right. Time to take matters into our own hands. Please hold on. Tom Thomas, did you take out the trash?
I didn't have time yet.
Good. That's just what I wanted to hear. And that bottle on your desk, do you need it? That's great. Thanks. I've got 5 more of them. And this is only the beginning of our mission. Operation Rescue.
What is your dad up to?
Operation Rescue. Could be...
Your dad might be a superhero.
Do you think?
Nolik, you're too funny for words. What's so funny about that? Who else would be taking part in rescue operations? And those bottles, you think he needs them for heroic deeds? Or maybe he decided that it's time to sort your plastic waste.
Do what?
Plastic is a durable and practical man-made material. Lots of useful things are made out of it. Packaging, toys, appliances, and even furniture. But you shouldn't just throw out things that are made of plastic. Nature can't digest it, and so all that plastic will leave the earth covered with a thick layer of trash. To avoid that catastrophe, we all can help. Put plastic into specially marked containers, and then instead of harming the planet, it can be turned into something useful.
No, that doesn't make any sense.
Simka, superheroes do not collect trash.
And we'll prove it. You'll see.
Of course. It's our evolution. I mean, a revolution. Together, we'll save planet Earth.
You're so lucky, Tom Thomas.
Together we'll save planet Earth.
Tom Thomas, do you have any more plastic in your room here that I can take?
1 second.
You still use those things.
For such a noble mission, it's not a problem.
All our useful things should be taken care of.
Dad, I really want to do it with you.
Want to do what?
What you're doing. You know, the operation. About saving the planet, like you said on the phone.
Ah, you mean sorting out the plastic, don't you? Sure. I've got a couple of these boxes filled up already. Will you help me take them to get recycled?
Really? What for? Just dump it out with the trash.
Son, if we don't start doing what we can to recycle, I'm afraid our planet will become one big dump.
There's lots of stuff that humans just throw out that can be transformed into something totally different. For instance, an ordinary plastic bottle can be turned into a ballpoint pen, or a watch, or a chair, or dishes, or even some clothing. For example, there are some factories where old plastic is sorted, ground into pieces and cleaned, and then stretched into thread that can be used to make brand new clothing. Isn't that fantastic? But this is only possible if people learn to collect and dispose of unneeded bottles, bags, cups, and other plastic separately from the rest of their trash. Imagine how happy nature will be when the piles and piles of plastic disappear from our woods and from our seas. Let's take care of our planet together.
I thought you were trying to rescue the planet, like a superhero.
Actually, we are superheroes, and we're also a bit like magicians.
Really?
Give me a second. See this shirt here? It's made out of recycled plastic like that. Cool, right?
No joke!
So, you ready? Then it's time to go.
Those lucky humans, with their trash to sort, and We Fixies do all that we can to make appliances live longer. That way they don't get thrown away. And we should sort our trash as well. That's a good idea.
Fasteners.
And of course, all of the appliance's parts must be fastened good and tight. What are you doing, colleague?
Today, Lisa is returning from her vacation. And so, I decided before she gets back, I'll clean up the laboratory.
Quite a noble initiative. Now, where was I?
You were saying all parts have to be fastened.
You're right. And what kinds of fasteners can you name? Fire?
A screw?
Mm-hmm. And what else?
Another screw?
That would make a total of 2 screws altogether. Simka?
To fasten wood or plastic parts together, you can use nails. Nails are hammered in with a hammer. In metal or stone, you need to first drill holes for the screws. To help a screw hold better, it can be inserted into a special fastener called an anchor or wall plug. The difference between a machine screw and a wood screw is that wood screws have pointy ends. Machine screws go into holes that already have a thread, or into a nut.
And what if there aren't any screws or nails around?
Well, then a Fixie can turn himself into a screw and screw himself in, like this.
Masterfully done. Fire, think you can do it?
Of course.
Yeah! Nolik,
Is it okay if I won't go?
what do you mean you won't go?
Wait, I started on the wrong foot. No, I guess it was the right one.
Don't be scared. You've done this 1,000 times.
Uh-huh. You're right.
You had to make sure the appliance was turned off first.
Yeah, I should have.
This time it's not going to happen to you. It's all under control. Go on.
I'm still scared to do it.
How about you try again?
And who came up with this dumb screw idea?
According to legend, the screw was invented in ancient times by the great Archimedes. Using his screw-type mechanism, Archimedes built a special machine for getting water out of a canal. In ancient Rome, people used wooden screws in presses to squeeze the olive oil out of olives. Screws were also used as parts of drills or as lifting jacks. But the use of screws as fasteners did not begin until the 15th century. Soon thereafter, screws became so popular that today it's almost impossible to find an appliance made without one. And if one of these little screws should fall out, we Fixies will come to the rescue. Because we don't just turn into screws when we need to hide from humans. We're always ready to do it when help is needed.
Nolik, let's try it together.
Don't be scared. We're here with you.
Ready? And...
Nolik, watch me, son. I haven't screwed myself in over 100 years, but I'm not scared.
Did you see that? It's a piece of cake.
Grandpa's?
I'm stuck.
It's all my fault. There's no need to worry. Professor Eugenius, can you help us unscrew Grandpa's?
I'll be right with you. It got a bit rusty. It's probably old age. I know what will help. A drop of oil. Ow! Oh.
Professor Eugenius, are you okay?
I'm okay. Thank you for asking.
Look out, it's going to fall. We need to fasten the shelf to the wall. Nolik, help! We can't do this without you. Simka, I'm scared too.
Nolik, save me!
What's going on out there?
No big deal, colleague. I just got a little bit buried.
Will anyone unscrew screw me?
I wish I could.
And we're holding up the shelf.
And Nolik?
Me too. I did it. I screwed myself in.
Well done, Nolik. I knew you could. And who's gonna help us now?
Elisa will get here shortly.
All right. We'll wait for Elisa.
Yeah, just as long as her return flight isn't delayed.
The clocks. Go around. Left side.
That's crazy. You'll crash.
No, I won't. See, I told ya.
What?
Huh? Nothing.
Now you talk with your computer like it's your friend. Listen, that's enough playing for today.
Oh, Mom, just a little more.
I'll give you half an hour while I cook dinner, and that'll be enough for today with the computer.
This stinks. I'll never get through all of these levels in half an hour.
No way.
Hey, but what if we could stretch out the half hour?
How?
We could take the hands on the clock and move them back a little.
Mom will catch us.
Fine, then let's slow down the speed of the clocks.
Yeah,
But how?
You gotta know things like that. Since olden times, many clocks run with the help of a pendulum. The pendulum controls how fast the hands of the clock turn. If you make it longer, the pendulum will start to swing slower, and the clock's hands will slow down. If you make the pendulum shorter, the clock will tick faster. Most clocks that are made today don't use pendulums. They run with the help of springs or with an electronic chip instead. But even so, there are ways to change the speed of these clocks, too. Push it!
Wow, you did it! It's amazing how much slower it is.
that'll give you lots of time to play.
But now you gotta slow down the clocks in the kitchen.
Yeah, and every other clock you got. I just have to turn this to make the pendulum longer.
Uh-huh. And now the clock will go slower. Tadee! Fire! Now that clock over there.
Let's go do it.
That's it! We slowed down every clock, and your mom didn't see a thing.
That's great. Yeah.
Wow, Tom Thomas, you're cool! Amazing!
He got another one. Awesome. You're unbelievable. Way to go.
Huh. That's strange.
Hooray!
Incredible.
Yay, I did every level. Oh, thanks. You're both just...
The time masters of the universe.
Yeah, but I'm getting really hungry, and Mom hasn't called me for dinner.
Because a half hour hasn't passed on the clock.
Hey, do you smell that?
Something is burning. What happened? A fire?
I don't get it. I was just waiting for 30 minutes like I always do, but everything burned this time. Maybe the clock stopped?
No, take a look. They're working.
Oh, I'll make you some oatmeal.
Oatmeal for dinner? Mom, I need to, I'll be right back. You see what you've done? Time Masters of the Universe? You gotta go speed those clocks back up.
Okay. We'll speed them up. They'll be caught up in no time.
Humans have come up with lots of different ways to measure time. For example, if you stand a stick in the ground, you can measure the time of day by watching where its shadow falls. That's a very simple clock called a sundial. Another simple and ancient clock is a water clock. It keeps track of time by measuring how much water has poured out of it. And if the clock uses sand instead of water, it's called an hourglass. But humans weren't able to accurately keep track of the time until they invented mechanical clocks. They come in all sorts of sizes, from grandfather clocks to watches worn around the wrist. Today, we also have easy-to-read and accurate electronic watches and clocks. But the most accurate clock of them all is the atomic clock. It tells the entire world the exact time.
Hey, clock ringing in the middle of the night, huh?
Really? Is it still night out?
Look, Tom Thomas.
But the clock says that it's morning.
Interesting.
Yesterday, Fire and I sped up all the clocks. So that's the reason the alarm went off.
Sped him up? Are you crazy?
Tom Thomas asked us.
So what do we have to do now?
Don't you know? Get to school, it's time. I'm joking. Go back to sleep. Don't worry, I'll get all the clocks working right again.
Can I go and fix them with you?
Ha! Fix them? You boys are the ones that always make the problems.